What's up, Steelers Nation? This is Victor, and listen, today's story is one of the wildest, boldest, and most insane quarterback rumors we've heard in a long time. Imagine this for just 1 second. The best quarterback in the league in black and gold, running out of the tunnel at a Crizier Stadium. Yeah, I know, crazy. But when a Steelers legend starts recruiting him publicly, that's when things get really interesting. Before we get into it, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We just started this channel, and our goal is 3,000 subscribers. And Steelers Nation, I know we can do it together. Alright, let's talk about what James Harrison just did, and what it really means for the future of the Steelers. James Harrison recruits an elite quarterback. So here's what happened. On the latest episode of the Debo and Joe podcast, James Harrison, yes, that James Harrison, two-time Super Bowl champion, Steelers icon, defensive monster, decided to send a message directly to Joe Burrow. And this wasn't subtle. This wasn't a joke. Harrison looked straight into the camera, held up his Super Bowl rings, and said, "Joe Burrow, we're missing a piece. You could be that piece." Then he went even deeper. He talked about protecting himself, looking out for his future, and how he knows exactly what Burrow is dealing with in Cincinnati because Harrison himself spent time there. Steelers Nation. That wasn't trash talk. That was real concern. That was a football brother saying, "I know what you're going through." Why this resonates with Steelers fans, and let's be honest for a second, Joe Burrow has been carrying Cincinnati on his back. Despite injuries, despite a shaky offensive line, despite front office drama, Burrow has still been elite. Career stats: over 19,000 passing yards, 136 touchdowns, Super Bowl appearance, one of the best playoff QBs of this generation. But what's the cost? Multiple knee injuries, wrist issues, constant pressure. Steelers Nation, we KNOW. What happens when a great quarterback doesn't get protected? We lived through it late in Ben Roethlisberger's career. And when Harrison says, "I hear it in your voice," that hits different. Could the Steelers actually trade for Burrow? Now let's bring reality into this. Should the Steelers call the Bengals if Burrow were ever available? Absolutely, no question. Any team without a long-term franchise QB should make that call. But here's the cold truth. A Bengals source already shut it down completely. We have no intention of trading Joe Burrow whatsoever. And if that day ever came, he would not be a Pittsburgh Steeler. That tells you everything. This isn't just business. This is division rivalry. This is personal. The Bengals would rather trade Burrow to the moon than see him in black and gold twice a year. The Bengals would rather trade Burrow to the moon than see him in black and gold twice a year. So what's plan B? Aaron Rodgers. This brings us back to the real quarterback situation in Pittsburgh. Right now, the Steelers do not know who their QB will be in 2026. They want Aaron Rodgers back. And Rodgers, he didn't shut the door. In fact, he basically said a second year could be way better. Rodgers talked about growing pains in year one, familiarity with the offense, becoming a game impactor instead of a game manager. And historically, he's right. 2019 to 2020, huge jump. Continuity matters, chemistry matters, and if the Steelers make a solid playoff run, Rodgers returning suddenly feels very realistic. The draft and the future. At the same time, don't sleep on the NFL draft. The Steelers will explore rookie quarterbacks. They always do their homework. They always plan ahead. But Steelers Nation, let me say this clearly, James Harrison recruiting Joe Burrow isn't about a trade happening tomorrow. It's about a mindset. It's about Steelers legends reminding the league Pittsburgh is still a destination. Pittsburgh still wants greatness. Pittsburgh still believes in championships. So no, Joe Burrow probably isn't becoming a Steeler. But the fact that a legend like James Harrison even felt comfortable saying this out loud, that tells me one thing. The Steelers are done settling. The Steelers want elite quarterback play again. The Steelers want to compete for Super Bowls, not just playoff appearances. Steelers Nation, what do you think? Would you want Joe Burrow in black and gold? Should the Steelers run it back with Aaron Rodgers? Or should they draft the future? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. Guys, now we've got a move that might not be flashy, might not make headlines on ESPN, but could matter way more than people realize when the lights are brightest. Just days before a winner-go-home playoff battle, the Pittsburgh Steelers quietly brought back a veteran cornerback you might have already forgotten about, Trey Flowers. Yeah, waived, brought back practice squad. Playoffs coming. If you think this is just a random roster shuffle, you're not paying attention. Before we break it all down real quick, smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel because we're on the road to 3,000 subscribers and we just started this journey. Steelers Nation Update is built by fans, for fans, and your support means everything. All right, let's talk about why Trey Flowers being back matters more than you think. So here's the timeline. On January 5th, the Steelers waived Trey Flowers to make room for DK Metcalf returning from suspension. That move had nothing to do with performance. It was strictly a numbers game. Fast forward just 2 days later, January 7th, and boom. Trey Flowers is back, re-signed to the practice squad right as Pittsburgh prepares for a Monday night wild-card showdown against the Houston Texans at Acrisure Stadium. This is classic January football. This is Mike Tomlin football. This is depth, insurance, experience, all rolled into one quiet move. Let's not forget who Trey Flowers is. He's 30 years old, a former fifth-round pick by the Seattle Seahawks in 2018, and a guy who once was a full-time starter in this league. We're talking about 98 NFL games played, 44 career starts, 287 total tackles, 22 pass deflections, 4 interceptions. Back in 2019 with Seattle, Flowers had 82 tackles, 8 passes defended, 3 interceptions, a forced fumble. That's not nothing. That's real production. Now, yes, his role has changed. He's been a journeyman. Seahawks, Bengals, Falcons, Jaguars, Colts, Lions, and now Pittsburgh. But here's the key thing, Steelers Nation. You don't survive that long in the NFL without knowing how to prepare, how to adjust, and how to stay ready. And that matters big time in the playoffs. This move is 100% about playoff depth. The Steelers secondary has been beat up all season. Injuries forced guys into roles they weren't ready for. We've seen rotations, reshuffling, emergency signings, you name it. Now, thankfully, James Pierre is back. Brandon Echols is back. The secondary is healthier than it's been in weeks, but here's the reality. One injury changes everything in January. That's why this matters, because in the postseason, NFL rules allow unlimited practice squad elevations. That means Trey Flowers can be activated every single playoff game if needed without being signed to the 53-man roster. That's huge flexibility. And let's talk about something people ignore way too often. Special teams. Trey Flowers has experience as a punt gunner. He's physical, he's long. He understands lane discipline. In playoff football, field position is everything. One blown coverage, one missed tackle, one bad angle. That's how games swing. Right now, Deshaun Jameson has been that guy. But if something happens, Trey Flowers is a trusted veteran option. That's not sexy, but it's how you survive January. As a Steelers fan, I actually love this move. No, I'm not saying Trey Flowers is suddenly going to lock down Nico Collins or shut down the Texans' passing game. That's not the point. The point is this. Pittsburgh is protecting itself from chaos. They're saying, we're not going to get caught short-handed again. We're not relying on kids who've never played playoff football. We want someone who's been in NFL locker rooms, NFL systems, NFL pressure. That's a smart organization move. For Trey Flowers, this is huge. If he contributes even on special teams, he puts himself in position to earn a reserve futures contract for 2026. This is his shot to stick, to finally find some stability, to prove he still belongs. And Pittsburgh, they get a motivated veteran who knows every rep might matter. Now everything shifts to Monday night. Wild card primetime Acrisure Stadium. Steelers versus Texans. The roster is full. The practice squad is maxed out. The margin for error is gone. Will Trey Flowers see the field? Maybe, maybe not. But if this season has taught us anything, don't be surprised if his name is called when it matters most. Steelers Nation, let me know down in the comments. Do you like the move bringing Trey Flowers back? Or would you rather see the team lean younger in the secondary? I want to hear from you.